Have you found in the course of your ministry there are times where the need is so great or the injustice is so beyond the pale that you have to come in with a greater sense of prophetic edge to be heard or to make the point or to lead the way?
Perhaps. Perhaps. And I mean, my temperament isn't to do that. Some people's temperament is, but I've always appreciated the ones who do. Some people are like Luther. I'm not actually, as much as I love Luther, I do not have his bull in a china shop kind of temperament. And sometimes there's been, by the way, it's not just Christians. There are numbers of people who are really activists and have gotten a lot of good done in the world, partly by being very prophetic, strident perhaps in some cases, and often getting people mad. But it's the best way to go.
And to the example that you just gave there, does that presuppose that the church or the Christians in your case were leading the way? In other words, does cooperation in the name of doing social justice, is it easier when you're setting the agenda and you have the platform, as it were, as opposed to the candlelight vigil over in the park here that might be happening tonight, that's run by some group that you're not comfortable associating with, even though you care about stopping crime?
Right, easier. Yes, if it was your idea, in other words, and if you put up, I don't know how to say, if you put up the social, maybe financial, and emotional capital to get something started, I think you have got more right to talk about the Christianity. In the city here, for example, some Christians got together a really good organization to try to help women out of sexual slavery, basically, out of sex trafficking and prostitution, things like that. And they've gotten some very, very good press recently, where secular pundits and people have noticed it and said how great it is, that kind of thing. Because Christians started it, they have much more of a right to talk about Christianity and set the agenda. If you go into a good cause, but one started by other folks, very often you just don't have the same, frankly, you don't have the same right to do respectful provocation. You know, if you want to come along, you should. It would probably look like you're trying to take control. So the answer is yes. It's helpful if you started it.
Lead the way, sure.
It does help.
Yeah.
But I don't think it doesn't mean that Christians can't be, as individuals. There's no reason why Christians can't be involved in a local tutoring program for the kids in a public school, and they can probably find opportunities to share their faith with the families. But inside the organization, it would probably be rude for them to be sticking up and talking about their Christian commitment all the time.